Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. You know that many times when I make my videos, I have such passion about how women view themselves, how women allow themselves to be treated by men, and women knowing their value and making sure that the person that they're dealing with also understands their value and treats them really well. Well, I was just on Twitter and I read a tweet by Reverend Ron Wisdom, and I just thought it was just so poignant and worth mentioning. He said, "Ladies, love you first. If you are constantly hooking up or connecting with the wrong guy, you are subconsciously attracting to yourself the very people that you think you deserve." I thought that was just so dead on. And it reminded me of something that I had written a couple of weeks ago, that I outlined 10 reasons or 10 things that women should know when it's time to exit a relationship. Because quite often we listen to what men say rather than believing their actions and their deeds. So also, one of my subscribers sent me an email. I think she was responding to either all the single ladies or women of worth. I think she was responding to maybe all the single ladies. And she made a very good point when she says, "D, no woman stays with a man that treats her bad 100% of the time. Most of the time he treats her really well, at least 50% of the time. It's a 50-50 thing." But so a woman continuously hold on to that 50% or that whatever percentage of that man that is good. But sometimes, ladies, it's time to let go. And I understand that quite often we don't know when it's time to let go. So here are 10 things that I came up with for us ladies to know when it's time to let go. And men, this could also apply to you. But like I said in many of my videos, my passion is with women understanding these things. Number one, when you have to confirm the other person's whereabouts all the time. When there is no trust and you have to consistently confirm where your spouse or partner is, then it might be time to let go. Number two, when there is a pattern of bad behavior or lies, you consistently accept the bad behavior and the lies. You consistently forgive the bad behavior and the lies. And we understand that as women, we have a big heart and we forgive. But if you have to consistently forgive bad behavior or lies, it might be time to let go. Number three, when your character change. Women, if you're a person who you are not obnoxious and you find yourself becoming obnoxious, if you're a person who you don't argue a lot but you find yourself arguing a lot, you're a person who's not violent but you find yourself becoming violent towards that man or towards someone else, when your own character starts to change and you start becoming someone that you normally would not be without him, then it may be time to exit that relationship. Number four, when you are taken out of your element. It's somewhat like number three, but the distinction here is number four is you start going places you wouldn't normally go. You start hanging around people you wouldn't normally hang with. You start doing things that are uncomfortable to you. You're taken out of your element. Now, I understand that broadening your horizon. And I'm not talking about that. When you broadening your horizon for the good. And someone is showing you things that you've never seen or thought of before for the good. But I'm talking about when you're out of your element in uncomfortable situations, then it might be time to exit that relationship. Number 5, when you start lowering your standards to please the other person, when you say, I would never date a married man, but then you say, well, he's married, but he's not happy. Or you say, I would never date a man who has kids that he doesn't take care of. Then you say, well, I know he doesn't take care of his kids, but that's because his baby's mama is a bee, and she won't let him see his kids. Number 6, when you find yourself sad most of the time because of the other person's behavior, or you're sad more than you are happy, or you used to be a happy person or a joyful person, but since being in this relationship, you're more sad than you are happy, your joy is less rather than more, then it's time to exit the relationship. A man should compliment you. That's compliment with a C-O-M-P-L-E. He should compliment you. Yes, he should compliment you, C-O-M-P-L-I, also. But a man should compliment you, meaning add to you, add to your joy, add to your happiness, add to your self-esteem. A man should not be taking away from your joy. He should not be taking away from your self-esteem. He should be lifting you up, and not when he leaves you feel your self-esteem has been lowered, your joy has been depleted. If that's the way you feel after talking to him on the phone or departing from him, then he needs to depart from the relationship. Number 7, when you have to approach another person that you think that the person may be dating, then you may have a problem. If you have to constantly confront other women about him, if you have to constantly set him straight, then it's not your place to have to constantly, set her straight. It's not your place to have to constantly set his baby's mama straight. It is not your place to have to constantly set his coworker straight. This is something that he should be handling. Number 8, when you are abused physically, mentally, or emotionally, definitely, without a doubt, it is time to go. Now, quite often, as women, we say, oh, he hit me, I would definitely be gone. But sometimes he's hitting you emotionally. Like I said, your joy is being depleted. He's kicking you in the gut when it comes to your self-esteem. If that is happening physically, mentally, emotionally, then he definitely needs to be gone. Number 9, when the other person has no remorse for his abusive actions. And I don't mean just the I'm sorry. A remorse is a contrite spirit. It is, I will never do this again. I'm sorry. He's made an about face. He's doing everything within his power to show you that he made a mistake, because we all make mistakes. Nobody's infallible. Not a man, not a woman. So I'm not saying don't give leeway for some mistakes. We all make mistakes, and nobody is going to be perfect. But when this person is constantly making mistakes and then just frivolously say, I'm sorry, or oh, she'll be mad, but I'll accept the consequences when I, get home. She'll be okay. But there is no real regret or remorse, then it is time for him to leave. Lastly, number 10, I say that if your personal eating habits, your sleeping habits, your hygiene, work habits, if those things have changed because you're worried about him, then, like, I don't know if many of you remember Whitley Gilbert from A Different World, but one time she was like, that gigolo has got to go. I say that if someone is violating you in any of these 10 ways, ladies, that gigolo has got to go. Alright? I hope this helps somebody. Nobody wants to be alone, especially during the holidays. But get out while you can, while you have your dignity, your self-respect, and your self-esteem. There is somebody for you. Believe that, because you are a woman of worth. Y'all be blessed.